Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe and like. Now let's get back to the topic. It's hard to believe that next week will take us, at last, into the final month of 2022. The biggest streaming giant in the world, for its part, is closing out the year strong with a slate of exciting new Netflix releases to keep subscribers binging well into 2023. With the upcoming titles including everything from a highly anticipated adaptation of Lady Chatterley's Lover, to documentary projects, TV dramas, and much more. We'll break down some of the many Netflix releases set to debut over the coming days below. First one is Lady Chatterley's Lover. Perhaps the highest profile of the Netflix releases coming next week is the aforementioned Lady Chatterley's Lover, an adaptation of the landmark novel from D.H. Lawrence that caused shockwaves upon its release for its frank depiction of sex. Second one is the movie, starring Emma Corrin as Lady Constance Chatterley, Jack O'Connell as Mellors, and Matthew Duckett as Lord Clifford Chatterley, is coming to the streamer on December 2nd. And it also marks the first feature-length movie version of Lady Chatterley's Lover in almost 20 years. Basically, I think everybody wants to find love, producer Lawrence Mark said about the movie in a Netflix interview. And nobody knows where it's going to come from. And I think forbidden love is also even more attractive in terms of literature and movies, finding somebody that you can't have. Finding somebody that you're destined to be with, it's an ideal for everyone, isn't it really? Among other things, the book remains one of the most talked about of the 20th century and the first novel to explore the idea of female sexual pleasure so directly. In terms of the story, Connie is set for a life of wealth and privilege upon marrying Clifford Chatterley, which affords her the title of Lady Chatterley. Everything is upended, however, when her husband returns from the war, so injured that he's unable to walk. Connie becomes a caregiver of sorts for her husband and soon meets and falls in love with Oliver Mellors, the gamekeeper on the Chatterley family estate. Third one is the film Senior, was shot over 3 years and had its world premiere at the Telluride Film Festival. Producers include Team Downey's Susan Downey and Robert Downey Jr., who previously collaborated on the fantasy series Sweet Tooth, which is heading into its 2nd season. On the first day of filming, Senior said, "Trust anything, and anything can happen," Smith recounted in an interview with Netflix. And that ended up being the guiding light for the project. What started as a straightforward documentary quickly devolved into anything but. Knowing what I know now, it's really the only way you could attempt to make something on the two Downeys. Larger than life, but open and human as ever, it was such a pleasure and life-affirming experience to try to capture some glimpses of the highs, lows, and everything in between. In terms of what else is coming to the streaming giant over the next several days, these next 3 releases should appeal to a wide range of tastes, with the subject matter ranging from drama to brutal action. Fourth one is My Name is Vendetta. In this survival and revenge film set in northern Italy, Sofia is a quiet teenager who plays hockey. One day, she disobeys her father Santo and posts a photo of him on Instagram, changing both of their lives forever. 2 criminals break into their home and kill Sofia's mother and uncle, a consequence of Santo's dark past as an affiliate of the 'Ndrangheta. Release date, November 30th. Fifth one is My Unorthodox Life, Season 2. Netflix's My Unorthodox Life tells the story of Julia Hart fleeing her ultra-Orthodox Jewish community. In the new season, she navigates an all-new wave of personal and professional challenges. She and her husband get divorced, while Julia also looks for a way to reconnect with her daughter Bathsheba, guide her daughter Miriam in her first committed relationship with a woman, and dissuade her son Aaron from dropping out of secular school to attend Orthodox yeshiva full-time. Release date, December 2nd. One more Netflix release to check out. Last but not least, a supersized final season of Firefly Lane is coming to Netflix starting next week, with the first batch of episodes hitting the streaming giant on December 2nd. The second batch will come in 2023. In the new season, among other things, we'll learn what could have ended the 30-year friendship of Tully and Kate, in addition to seeing Kate grapple with the aftermath of Johnny's ill-fated trip to Iraq. Tully, meanwhile, will face a lawsuit after walking away from her talk show, forcing her to embark on a career reset from the very bottom. In the 80s, Netflix continues, we see Kate and Johnny first fall in love, creating more than a little drama in the newsroom where they work, as Tully's career rises and she spars and flirts with cocky sportscaster Danny Diaz. She just might have met her match, that is, if they can stop arguing for 5 minutes. While in the 70s, teenage Kate and Tully struggle to keep their friendship together as Cloud goes to jail for dealing drugs and Tully goes to live with her grandmother, far away from Firefly Lane.